Akademiks is now starting to backpedal his beef with Charlamagne after Charlamagne exposed AkademiksTV, also known as Grand Wizard. And this beef is very passive aggressive. I mean, super passive aggressive. Akademiks and his partner George, or Grand, they do this thing where they hide behind each other. Akademiks hides behind Grand when he's dissing Charlamagne, and Grand hides his identity behind Akademiks. But since Grand's identity was exposed and the online dissing against Charlamagne isn't working, Akademiks is now trying to find some common ground where they both could stand on. He is trying to backpedal the situation because he realizes that Grand Wizard has gone too far, he is doing too much, and now he has to deal with the repercussions following Charlamagne. In a recent live stream, Akademiks explains Grand Wizard and his actions. However, this is right before he decides to plead with Charlamagne to see if they could end the beef that they have with each other.
I basically said, listen, whatever y'all got to do, y'all got to do. Y'all can take the gloves off. I'm not going to stop y'all from posting anything about Charlamagne. Normally, there's no Charlamagne slander allowed on my page. My friends don't get slandered on my page, period. And sometimes, I've talked to them at length when I'm like, you know what, that's my homie. Like, they posted something about Cardi B one time. I'm like, yo, that's my gang. Stop.
And he's proving in this one clip alone that he's allowing this to happen, because he could have easily told AkademiksTV, he could have easily told George or Grand, hey, just leave it alone, leave him alone. And he never decided to do that, which shows you the animosity that Akademiks has against Charlamagne, the secret animosity that he has towards him.
After I seen that it got there, bro, I'm being honest with you, all this media, everybody getting millions of dollars, all this media shit, I can't tell niggas how to act when y'all have info or y'all are like bragging or laughing about people showing up to their house. I don't play showing up to house games. I never played it. I hate Rory and Millie Mall for life over that. So when you tell me that, I can't tell him to post about 59 million accusations about you. I got to back up respectfully. You know why? Because that nigga going to look at me the same way I would look at him and be like, bro, you're going to look at me and be like, nigga.
But this doesn't make sense at all, because Charlamagne isn't the one responsible for investigators being out his house. They have no idea who these investigators belong to. They don't have a clue who these investigators work for. So it doesn't make sense for you to allow Grand Wizard or AkademiksTV to talk shit about Charlamagne when he's the one that is not responsible for the situation. They want to blame Charlamagne. They want to blame Rock Nation. They even want to blame Kendrick's team. They have no idea what's going on. So it doesn't make sense for you to attack Charlamagne when he's not the one that sent them your way. He's the one that warned you about it.
Nigga, that's the reason why you always crash out on Rory and Millie Mall. There's niggas in front of my house taking pictures, sending it to Charlamagne, and you acting like, so of course I said it publicly. Nigga, whatever y'all got with Charlamagne, nigga, like, yo, you still AkademiksTV, I rock with it. These are my niggas. So I'm gonna let you know what it is. Like, shit, if it's, I'd rather not get there, but it's my niggas.
You see this passive aggressive situation that I'm talking about? I'd rather it not get there, but I'm gonna let it happen anyways. But the tone changes very quickly. After this, he starts trying to figure out if there's some common ground that they could both stand on.
Because Charlamagne starts reading a text message or some type of communication. And this is the interesting part about it. This message was either sent to Charlamagne or whatever by one or two people. And this is where it gets a little messy. So apparently Grand, while speaking to either Andrew Schultz or speaking to Alex Media, he literally asked them, hey, listen, keep in mind, I know you guys want to, like, you're now fascinated with Grand. I get it. But he's saying, hey, listen, I've been living as a regular citizen. Because y'all not just like blast info about me that, and
you see, this is the problem. George Nguyen, AkademiksTV, Grand Wizard, however you want to call him, he is not a private citizen no longer. People now know who he is, and he has been saying crazy shit on the internet. At this point, he is no longer a private citizen. The minute that he ran that AkademiksTV account, he had now put himself in the public eye. Grand Wizard is no longer a private citizen, and I don't think he gets to hide behind Akademiks' name and try to play a private citizen. He is somebody who has been talking shit about everyone under the sun, and the moment that people find out who he is, now he wants to get scared, and now he wants to act like he has nothing to do with anything the minute that people find out who he is. You can't be the one to throw rocks and hide your hand. The minute you get exposed, now all of a sudden you're a private citizen. This is what I'm talking about when I say that Grand Wizard likes to hide behind Akademiks. He doesn't want people to know his identity. He wants people to think that he's faceless, but people know who he is now, and people have put him on blast because of the things that he said about other people as well as other private citizens. Now that people know who you are and they could put a face on the offensive things that you've been saying, you can't run like that anymore. You have completely been caught, and now you're facing repercussions, and now you don't like it.
In my opinion, and I talked to him, he's not talking about invaded or whatever. He's not talking about invaded about some federal shit. First of all, he doesn't even live in the United States. It's AI. He's talking about, bro, you're putting me out there that people could try to run up when you're blasting pictures of me walking outside of my house.
Well, I don't think you should have been talking shit. If you were scared about something happening to you, if you were scared about the repercussions, you should have never been talking shit about anybody in the first place, especially at the degree that you were. You were talking crazy shit. And now you want to act like an innocent bystander. You want to act like you didn't do anything wrong. Whole time you were saying the most foul shit hiding behind a computer screen. And now that people are at your door taking pictures of you, you want to say, I'm not scared that they're going to invade my house. I'm not scared that they're going to raid my house. I'm scared that somebody knows who I am and they're going to do something to me. Well, it sounds like a basement dweller to me. It sounds like the basement dweller is finally getting exposed and they're scared that the heat is right next to them and they can't outrun the heat.
And I'm going to be honest. I think this is the grand misstep. Grant is cool with Schultz. Grant is cool with Alex Media. One of their messages, basically, one of his messages to them, they basically just give to Charla, and Charla is doing what he's doing, which, you know, I think that's very silly of Grant, because I'm like, did you think that you were going to talk to Schultz or talk to Alex Media and they wouldn't tell Charlamagne?
So he messaged Andrew Schultz or Alex Media, the same people that are friends with Charlamagne, trying to tell them if they could take my face off of the podcast. Nah, it's not going to work that way. If you could dish it out, then you could take it back. You can't be saying all this shit and then get offended the minute that people start to bring you up yourself. You can't be that soft, bro. You can't be that weak. This is a problem when people like to hide behind a computer screen. The minute that something starts happening in real life, or the minute that their face gets revealed, they start to panic, they start to freak out, and they do dumb things like message Charlamagne's friends who will just directly give him the message for him to read. They are really feeding right into their trap. They're feeding into Charlamagne's trap, and they got him right where they want him. He is scared, and now they're all backpedaling because now Akademiks is trying to find some type of peace between them both. He is saying maybe they could work something out. Maybe they could get on the phone. Now this is what they've come to because his guy is now scared to continue or go any further.
AkademiksTV is looking for the truth to facilitate this peace meeting. So, Gran, I don't even need to ask Gran. I'm going to get Gran on a phone call. I will be there. You could have someone who could be with you, but it'll be me, you, Gran, whoever of your liking. And I think the conversation needs to happen. Here's the reality of it. It's been like 3 or 4 episodes that you guys have now mentioned, Gran. I don't have a beef with you. I am concerned, though, for my people. And I am concerned just overall. Like, you know, I don't like hearing people around me being harassed.
It's funny that he says that when AkademiksTV is the one messing with people. Now he's trying to make peace because he's scared now.
I'm extending the olive branch. I heard that, you know, I had said it to Charlamagne on the phone. I said, y'all should get you on the phone, but I didn't really hear a response. Now I'm hearing that Alex Media feels the same way and that we should get Grand Wizard and Charlamagne on a call that we could try to fix this. By the way, let's also be honest. When Charlamagne was talking to me and I told him how evil Rock Nation was, he said, I'm going to call up to Rock Nation and ask about you. So, Charlotte, please, if you could reciprocate and be willing to entertain at least a conversation with one of these guys.
This is where the paranoia is starting to creep in, and it proves over and over again they still have no idea who is investigating them. They go from Charlamagne being responsible. They go from Rock Nation being responsible. In a previous clip, they even said that Kendrick's team was responsible, even going as far as saying that Kendrick's manager is responsible for these investigators. They are so caught up in this investigation that they have no idea how much paranoia is coming out of their mouth when they talk. Please, Charlamagne, can you talk to Rock Nation? Can you tell them if they have anything to do? Like, what are you doing, bro? Because even if we were to entertain this, right? Rock Nation would look into Akademiks, would reach out to Akademiks before reaching out to some guy from Australia. They know who they had to go to before they get to that person. Why cut the tail of the snake when you could cut the head of the snake?
Charlamagne and Grand Wisdom be like, Grand, Charlamagne is a guy who's been a mentor of mine. Cool. Like, I accept the fact that he's never liked Drake. Please just stop talking. Like, don't post nothing about him because he has a very prosperous career. I modeled a lot of things that I was doing after him. Please, no more Charlamagne posts that could be, inflicting any type of, people looking at weird stuff. And then I would just look to Charlamagne and say, Charlamagne, I know you say you're not behind it, but bro, could you be completely separated from anything that is encouraging going at this guy publicly in real life? No, you should not be encouraging people to dump him or take pictures of him or be outside of his house. He's not focused on you. It was only like Iceman is out, my nigga. Like it was only.
Nah, he's trying to cop a plea so bad, bro. He is scared for his boy, man. They're scared together. They don't like this type of smoke. They don't like this type of beef. The fact that Charlamagne has already gone to lengths that he has to discuss both of them, it's showing that he is not going to let up. And he's got him right where he wants him. Now they're wanting to apologize and say sorry and say that they don't want anything to do with what y'all got going on. Bro, I hope Charlamagne cooks them even more and reveals more because he got them right where he wants them.
Pretty much, you guys don't like Drake? Oh, you guys are haters. That's it. How is it getting to politics? How is it getting to this other stuff?
To me, it sounds like Charlamagne is starting to unravel more truths than they want the public to know about. This is not just about Drake, Iceman, Charlamagne hating Drake. This is more deeper than that because now Charlamagne has the opportunity to expose a whole bunch of can of worms that they don't want to get out. They don't want him to release more information to the public that could come back and bite them in the ass. If you ask me, Charlamagne has Akademiks and George Nguyen shook. He has them completely shook. They don't want any more information coming out about them. If we're talking about any other suspicious activity that they could be responsible for, they seem worried that Charlamagne could reveal more about it. And at this point, they are trying to wave the white flag because they don't want that to get too far. Charlamagne had pushed them against the wall, and now they're backed up on a corner, and they don't know what to do. Now they're trying to cop a plea. And it's all because the basement dweller, AkademiksTV, George Nguyen, had been exposed. And even at this point, even at the point of trying to set up an apology, they still don't know who's investigating them. They still don't know who's behind it. They don't know who's responsible for it. And you could tell that it's eating Grand Wizard alive. And it's also starting to bother Akademiks. This is just Charlamagne. Imagine the person who's actually responsible for this investigation and the information that they know. But they try to claim that it could be somebody else in Kendrick's team. But we'll try to save that for a later video, and we'll get back to you on that. Y'all tell me how you feel about this situation. Y'all tell me how you feel about Charlamagne pushing them back. Y'all tell me how you feel about Grand Wizard being scared about this, Akademiks being frightened about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace. Keep it alleged.